Let's start with that. My first question to you basically कि आपका कहाँ से शुरू किया आपने, ये कीड़ा कहाँ से लगा आपको रैली का?
See, basically, it's on, right? We are on.
चल रहा है.
So basically, as a kid, which everybody has, love towards cars and
हाँ.
passion towards cars.
हाँ.
It turned out to be, towards the sport very early, because I have some friends who were doing it, some seniors who were doing it earlier, and I used to read in the newspaper and magazines a lot about that, and used to watch. I remember there used to be just one channel, Doordarshan, on which only Sunday that half an hour World of Sports used to come, and in the end that 5 minute or 3 minute WRC or something used to come. So I really used to follow that. I think that started when it clicked from there, and
And this is back which year are you talking
so
about?
this is late 80s and early 90s, and little later in 91 I got hold of a rally prepared vehicle from my friend,
अच्छा.
which actually made me start rallying in 1992 was my first event when I started.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was also in mountains and big events. Right from the first event, I started with a bigger event, like 3-4 days of driving.
हाँ 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 हाँ.
And see, first 3-4 years I was doing just a couple of local events only, which is in North India and around. Because budget constraint was there, we were so young, and to travel so far and all was little difficult. But later, another couple of years down the line, somehow we were doing very well in the sport, and we got picked up by the teams. They started co-sponsoring us, so which was a great help for us at that time.
But वो फिर how far down the line did that happen after
So
92 when you started?
that started in 98.
अच्छा.
Yeah, till that time I was doing just the local events on my own.
State rallies और ये जो
Yeah, and even national championship I was doing, but only in the north.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so
नॉर्थ में तो फिर मोस्टली या तो डेजर्ट होगा या तो फिर हिल्स.
desert was in 98 basically.
Okay.
Before that there was no desert rally.
Okay.
So 98 was a championship event that was in desert, where we fared little, pretty well, and from there on we started getting sponsors, and from then on it was no looking back. Then right from 98 onwards till today, I've driven for mostly all the big teams in the country,
I see.
all the tire companies and the manufacturer. So
हाँ.
and then on.
Okay.
So after that we started doing the championship events. That's all over the India. So it used to be sometimes 6 events a year, 8 events a year. But yeah, definitely support was needed, and it came in at the right time, and we performed really well throughout the career. And then on, cross country events came in 2000, 99, 2000. Like
Raid was when did Raid start?
99 it started.
99 Raid it started.
Yeah.
Okay.
So apart from the last trade, where our sponsors pulled out, right from the first one till the second last one, I have done all the raids. Same thing with the desert, apart from the last one. But still, even if we were not driving, we were still a part of it in some way or the other. Yeah.
Okay. So considering आपने I mean रेड द हिमालय फर्स्ट रेड से लेके सेकंड लास्ट तक करी है, आई एम श्योर कहीं ना कहीं एक इमोशनल लेवल पे उस रैली के साथ एक कनेक्ट बैठ जाता होगा.
I think with every rally, there's a different connect to every rally. But yeah, those big cross country events, the terrains, the harshness, and the length of the event, that was the beauty of that event. Yeah. I mean,
I've also spoken to a few other people also, वो एटलीस्ट ये एक्सप्लेन करते हैं कि रात जब रैली खत्म होती है ना, उसके बाद तो ऐसा लगता है कि अब शक्ल भी नहीं देखनी, ना गाड़ी की शक्ल देखनी है, ना रैली के बारे में.
You're so right. It happens. Till the last day you are so crashed out that you say कि भगवान मुझे वापस ले चल, मैं यहाँ दोबारा नहीं आऊँगा. But the moment you go back home, you start preparing again for the next year.
What is it about rallying that ये होता है कि फिर अगले 10 महीने फिर से शुरू हो जाते हो प्रिपेयर करना?
And for us, for me, my life is in between rally to rally. My one rally is finished, the next rally is coming. So I know I have like 20 days in between, or 1 month in between, or 1.5 months in between. So all my pending works has to be completed within those times. So my life, was always between rally to rally. The next rally, the next rally, the next rally. Yeah. We were doing 10, 12 events a year, at one time.
My God.
Yeah, so
So
no
that's pretty
time
much like
sometimes.
one rally in a month.
Yeah, sometimes we had to miss the rally to, get better prepared. Otherwise, we were not getting given time to get the cars back in shape.
How many rallies do you think up in your entire span of rallying have you
Uh-huh.
done? How many rally events have you
Oh,
participated in?
I should say, including smaller events and bigger events and all those, I should say 200 plus, maybe more.
My God, my God.
I think more, because this is now,
Hmm.
um, I should say, what, 31st year of my rallying career going on. Yeah, from last year we are not driving that much because our sponsors had pulled out and some other issues were there. But yeah, but we are still there. I mean, we still keep doing
You
smaller
still
events.
planning abhi
Yeah,
kuch?
yeah. And self-sponsored, we were doing a couple of events abroad also,
हाँ.
in Malaysia, Thailand. Yeah, and we go as a support team to WRC also, for
Oh,
people driving from India. We go as a support crew for them.
okay, okay.
Yeah,
So when you say people driving from India, so I believe Gaurav is the only one right
Gaurav is
now.
driving, and I'm the team manager for him when
Hey,
he's doing
wow.
WRC.
When is this happening?
So next, I don't know what is it, but very soon now. But last year we did two events back to back. That was in Finland and Greece.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So last year we did three events,
हाँ
and
हाँ
then
हाँ
this year we are planning. We were planning Kenya, but it didn't happen. But yeah,
हाँ.
if that doesn't happen, we are planning to do a couple of events in APRC now. So that will be most likely Malaysia and Indonesia.
Malaysia and
Indonesia.
Indonesia.
Yeah, because he's won those two events earlier also, and it's like very comparable to the home ground, like Indian terrain.
हाँ, correct.
Yeah.
But अब आपका future में like what are you planning? Are you planning to go hard on rallying or are you planning to go hard on being managing people like Gaurav
Yeah,
Puri?
now because see, of course, age is also a factor, and sponsor is also another factor. But yeah, we are more towards organizing side and managing, and sometimes doing rally schools for newcomers, advising them,
Hmm.
and management. We there's a circuit in Greater Noida BIC.
हाँ
So
हाँ
so right from the first F1 when it came in,
हाँ.
we are managing the track, tracks, people there,
Okay.
like the race control it's called.
हाँ 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 हाँ
So
हाँ हाँ.
towards managing side also, because somehow or the other you want to be connected to the motorsport in any way.
And वो तो है, but do you also think that once you're in the whole managing part of the sport, sponsorships collect karna is an easier task?
No, sponsorship is a totally different you know
हाँ
field,
हाँ.
where I think a driver should not put much effort and time to it.
Mm-hmm.
He should have a proper team to manage that, a
Mm-hmm.
management team, like in any other sport. Just that, see, the bad part about motorsport is that you cannot media wise it too much. Why the other sports are famous? Because you can media wise, you can give a commentary every second.
Mm-hmm.
So for a motorsport, the car is coming and gone, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
How much can you show it on the TV? How much can you talk about one single person? So only two corners in a day, maybe four corners in a day, you'll be showing, and same thing, repeat, repeat. So unless a sport is media wise, a sponsor is difficult to get.
Is that true across the globe or it's only happening in
It's
India, right?
everywhere. It's everywhere.
But WRC वगैरह तो भैया I've seen
But
at least chopper उड़ रहे होते हैं वहाँ पे
their
तो they are.
budgets are so high. They
हाँ.
made it like a business module. The
हाँ.
federation there.
मतलब you talk WRC, you talk events like Baja 1000
Yeah.
and King of the Hammers. वो तो खैर दोनों off road हैं, but Baja is still on the higher speed side. I
Yeah.
think what 1000 miles का है वो पूरा का पूरा
That
पूरा
depends on
chopper
that
coverage है.
depends on the budget, how they cover it, and the promoters how they take it up.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, 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 okay.
No, at one time India was doing very well, and I'm sure it'll come back again.
Well, I hope so
Yeah.
because maybe I still remember a faint conversation I had with Gaurav. I
Mhm.
mean, and I didn't know that it's the Gaurav Giri. So I
Mhm.
asked him, "Ki yaar, ab aap, I don't hear of you too much in
Mhm.
Raid the Himalaya and all these Indian rally events."
Mhm.
तो ही सेड दिस ओनली कि रात दिन लिटरली रेड पे ना अगर मान ले किसी का कोई एक्सीडेंट हो जाए कोई माँ बाप नहीं है, कब आपका रेस्क्यू आएगा, क्या नहीं
Yeah,
आएगा. लिटरली इतना बुरा हाल हो गया था रेड के अंदर, विच इज वाई ही वॉज वेरी हेल्प बाउंड कि यार मैं यहाँ नहीं, मैं बाहर ही रैली करने का मेरा
yeah.
फोकस
Safety
रहेगा.
point of view, he was more concerned about.
So how do you ensure, मतलब being a rallyist, now that you're also part of the association, which association? FIA,
Yeah,
FMSCI.
yeah. It's
So
always.
being a part of FMSCI and FIA, indirectly, I am sure events also you are scrutinizing कि is this event fit to happen? इसकी क्या safety point of view से सारे
Yeah.
precautions इन्होंने लिए हैं कि
So
नहीं
when
लिए
we
हैं?
go, when they put us as a steward for the event,
Okay,
our first thing is to make sure that the track is safe
okay,
and all the safety equipment, all your fire acts, your marshals are equipped, your ambulances are in place, and ambulances are well equipped. So first, yeah, before the start of the event, our job is to make sure everything is in order,
correct.
and even during the event, we are constantly watching them that if anything goes wrong, right then and there we stop the event, and then if by modification it can be run, we always try to help the event and the event organizers because we want the events to happen more. So we try to help them, give them the right guidance, and then make through the event. Yeah.
But so I understood that track पे you are already doing it and you're ensuring, like you told me earlier, that हर point पे there are 32 or 34 points that you had mentioned जहाँ पे कि safety के हिसाब से वो red light and green light and वो lighting
This is
system
the
create किया
BIC track you're
है.
talking about.
BIC, हाँ
Yeah.
correct, flag system लगाया हुआ. But how do you manage that in rally?
So in rallying, we are mainly dependent on the wireless controls, where
Okay,
we have our radio cars every 5 kilometers in a stage.
okay,
So, like a marshal post on a track, we have radio cars on route.
okay,
So, which is roughly around 4 to 5 kilometers. Every 4 to 5 kilometers we have.
okay.
So, maximum distance between any incident can not be more than 2 to 2.5 kilometers.
I
So,
see.
either this car can go or the
Correct.
previous car can
या तो
come.
आगे से आ जाएगा या पीछे से आ जाएगा.
So, it's never like within 2 3 minutes we can manage. That is the maximum distance. So we make sure, and we have to make sure that radio connectivity is there. Sometimes we have to shorten the distance if we are in the hills, and sometimes if we are on a faster track, we go something like 6 to 8 kilometers also. That's no problem because we know we can travel faster towards the incident if there is anything happening. And again, strategically located ambulances at the start, at the end, and in between somewhere. And even the marshal cars, we have a lot of equipment in those cars also, which can give a good first aid and a good aid to any eventuality.
So I personally know so many young guns. आपको भी जानता हूँ मतलब,
Hmm.
and so many Raj. I happen to know Raj also, and many other people who are like very seasoned rally players. लेकिन and I also on the other side happen to know a lot of these young guns जिनको क्या कि यार हमें फ्यूचर में जाके ना रैली ड्राइविंग करनी है. आप देख ही रहे हो ऑटोक्रॉस में भी उस दिन लोग आए थे कि यहाँ फ्यूचर में आगे जाके दे माइट वांट टू शिफ्ट टू रैली.
Yeah.
I don't know, but one thing I noticed about them कि उनको ये excitement तो है कि हाँ रैली में there is a certain way that you are supposed to drive a car, और वो करने में हम लोगों को अंदर से एक there is a fulfilled kind of a sensation you get, but I don't think they realize what are the possible cons of rallying also. So I would like to ask you, as a as a veteran rally driver, what has your worst experience in rally been? Which rally event was that, and what had happened?
I should not call it as a worst experience, yeah, but there were a couple of incidents which we've been facing. Uh, Again, same thing, safety factors.
Huh.
But since I had two major accidents in my career, which was
Okay.
one was in raid and one was in a national championship in Calcutta, and both were very, very high speed and major crashes. But in both the incidents, we came out scratchless because a lot of safety factors have been taken in the cars.
Can you
See,
tell me
all
a
the
little bit more in detail? अगर raid का आप मुझे एक बार बताओ, which car was it?
raid that time we were driving for Team Maruti,
Okay.
and that was way back in year 2003,
Okay.
and it was about 100 kilometers ahead of Shimla on day one only.
Okay.
We had gone down the mountain, which is like we went down around 200 feet, and when
Okay.
we must have rolled down some 10 times or 12 times, I don't even know the count.
And this was
And
a gypsy.
this was a gypsy,
Okay.
and when we finally landed, it was in a water stream, but it was on four wheels, and when I was looking up, My co-driver was fainted for a few seconds, but then he was also okay.
Hmm.
And both of us came out scratchless just because there are so many safety factors: the roll cages, the quality of roll cages, the seats, the belts, the
Hmm.
helmets, the racing suits,
Hmm.
three-layer suits,
Hmm.
fireproof, your shoes, gloves. You are so well equipped that unless you are very very unlucky,
Hmm.
I mean, generally people come out safe. Although motorsport is dangerous and rallying is the most dangerous form of motorsport, but yeah, but
And why do you say that?
this is what federation
But
takes
why
care.
you just said that rallying is the most dangerous
Yeah,
of
because
all kinds of sports? So elaborate on
it's
that.
out in open.
Huh.
The distances are long.
Hmm.
See, and the aid which is coming to you will take little extra time than
Hmm.
the other events. And out in the open means it can be full of desert. It can be full of stones, mountains. Like my incident, you take it as I mean, we've lost few people in raid and in other events also.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's like very very unlucky. It's difficult unless you are going
Hmm.
haywire, like you are calling for it. Sometimes I should say that, but yeah, but
Hmm.
generally it's quite safe. If you are
Hmm.
following every rule and regulation. Yeah.
Hmm. What about the one in Calcutta? What was that all about?
Calcutta was a championship event. It was a very very high speed event,
Okay.
and we were leading the championship, and it was the second last event of the year.
Okay. Which year was this?
Uh, I think that was 2008.
Acha. Okay.
Yeah. So me, my co-driver, we were running just few seconds with the other competitors.
Uh-huh.
So we were pushing it literally. So just when I saw the finish line, I could see the finish line like 200 meters, and there was a slight corner,
Hmm.
and that corner was like, I think in a gypsy we were taking it some 120 plus. I mean it was that fast rally.
Okay.
So I think we had a flat rear flat.
Huh.
So when I started taking the corner, the car went full sideways, and then it went
Hey.
into a ditch, and then we I think toppled twice or thrice in the air only, and then we ended up in the fields.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
just before the finish line. I mean, we could see the finish line, and that happened
And this was at that speed.
at that speed. Yeah, that was very high speed crash for me.
Oh my God.
Then the next event was in Chikmagalur, and we won that event, and we won the championship also of that year.
Connected to this, my next question is कि ऐसे ऐसे इंसिडेंट्स आप लोगों के साथ हो जाते हैं while
Hmm.
rallying. How do you मतलब जैसे आपका ये वाला इंसिडेंट हुआ कैलकाटा वाला, इट इज नॉट इजी टू कम आउट ऑफ दैट शॉक फॉर अ नॉर्मल ह्यूमन
Yeah,
बीइंग. एक
you're right.
इंसान का नॉर्मली अगर आज नेशनल हाईवे 8 पे भी हल्का सा कोई एक्सीडेंट हो
Hmm.
जाए, सामने ट्रक में लग जाए या जोर से ब्रेक लगानी पड़ जाए, वो उस सदमे से बाहर ही नहीं आता अगले 2 दिन तक. आप
Yeah,
लोग
yeah.
कैसे इन सच
No,
इंसिडेंट्स, हाउ
it's.
डू यू कम
I
आउट
think
ऑफ इट
it.
एंड प्रिपेयर फॉर द नेक्स्ट
I
रैली?
think it's a lot of years of experience, and something or the other keeps happening. When we are driving, practicing, or doing anything.
बट अगेन
I
वही
think I
कहावत
think
है,
we are ready for it. Maybe we are ready for it. Anything can happen.
कि कुछ तो सनक होती होगी ना
हाँ
माइंड
हाँ
में कि
हाँ
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 मतलब.
हाँ. I mean, when you're going for it,
हाँ.
so you are ready for it basically. Yeah.
See, honestly, I
Hmm.
do relate to you, but it's still hard to understand and comprehend because I am also in
Hmm.
off-roading.
Hmm.
Competition नहीं कर रहा, but I do a lot of off-roading with some of these RFC drivers
Hmm.
only.
Hmm.
तो वो नज़र आता है इनकी, तो मतलब गाड़ी सामने आपकी टॉपल हो जाए, कुछ हो जाए, डजंट मैटर. जस्ट वो इंजन कटआउट उसको किया, सीधा किया, दोबारा शुरू कर दो.
Hmm. Hmm. That's what I'm telling you. When you're going for it, you're already ready for it. No, that
हाँ.
anything can happen. So your mind is there. कि कुछ भी कभी भी हो सकता है.
हाँ.
कुछ नहीं होगा, देखी जाएगी. Sometimes people at home they get scared and they say अब छोड़ दो, अब रहने दो, बहुत हो गया. But
Sometimes
then
नहीं, I'm
after,
sure every time ही they
no,
are.
but after a couple of years, I think they also stopped and they were also used to it. That isn't मना करने से रुकना नहीं. Rather than stopping him, just be with it.
आई थिंक मोर देन दैट, एटलीस्ट मेरे साथ यही हुआ कि ऑफ रोडिंग जब इनिशियली मैंने स्टार्ट करी थी तो मॉम डैड डेफिनेटली डिड गेट अ लिटिल इफी अबाउट इट कि भाई क्या
Hmm.
कर रहा है, यू
Hmm.
माइट मीट विद एन एक्सीडेंट, कुछ हो जाएगा.
Hmm. Hmm.
देन मैंने एक दूसरी अप्रोच लगाई. मैंने क्या किया, एक दिन मैं आई सो अनदर संडे आई वाज गोइंग आउट फॉर ऑफ रोडिंग. माय फादर वाज लाइक कि भाई क्या कर रहा है, यू नीड टू टेक केयर ऑफ योरसेल्फ, नाउ यू आर ग्रोइंग अप एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज आ रही हैं. मैं कहा आप एक काम करो, आप चलो साथ में.
That was a
आपको
good
जब
way
आप
to.
एक बार साथ में मेरे साथ बैठोगे ना, तब आपको समझ में आ जाएगा कि हम लोग वी आर नॉट प्लेइंग,
Mhm.
but it's a very methodical thing that we are doing, and you
Rather,
should know how we do it.
rather, it's such a good thing that when you are in a sport,
हाँ.
you are the safest driver on the road. Because you don't
Exactly.
want to do anything stupid on the road, because sometimes you get the label that ये तो चलाता ही ऐसे है या.
Exactly.
I think you become the safer driver and
True.
this thing, because whatever we want to do, we are doing on the track,
Hmm.
nothing on the road. So I think that also teaches you a lot, for which is in a positive way, I take it.